Hello! It's Thursday at 12:30. You know what that means. It means I'm clearing my throat. Excuse me. The cough is still lingering. Can you believe it? I know you can if you've had the cold. It is ounce of prevention time here at StephanieFineMD.com. Well, there's no .com on Facebook, but you know what I mean. And to get the ounce of prevention right in your inbox, you just go to www.stephaniefinemd.com and you sign up right there. And then you get it in your inbox. And today we are talking about road tripping. We just went to the Grand Canyon. So beautiful. The deserts in the West are just lovely. And of course the time to go there is in the spring. Summer, I cannot imagine what it's like in August. OMG. And I love doing that with my family, but I do have to prepare myself calorically. So that's what we're going to talk about. It is such a challenge. I forget, I walk my talk. So I create my environment so that I can easily choose vegetables. I know generally what I'm eating every day. Of course I know what I'm eating every day because I do plan it. Yeah, I know what I'm eating every day. That's actually it. But not on a road trip. So other trips are a little easier. Like if you're going to an all-inclusive, then the food's all there. You can scout out what you're going to eat. You know what they're going to have. That makes it a little easier. Road trips are food that is not native to Southern California. So there's different choices out there. The thing that I was struck with the most was the portion size. Oh my gosh, they're huge, huge. And then people order appetizers and meals, and it's just a lot of food. So we have to come up with, and trying to control what's on your not eating everything on your plate is pretty challenging, right? Because that's a micro environmental control. That's right in front of your face. It's you have to be in a really good state to be able to eat part of it. Actually, what you really need is to be very attentive to your hunger cues, because you will absolutely be full. Now, if we eat really fast, then it's going to take a little minute to catch up. But that's the holy grail. If you can always stop when you're full, oh my gosh, you're a superstar, and that will always work. So if you can do that, stick to that. And actually then it's not that much a problem. Then the issue on the road becomes that it's a little hard sometimes to choose what to eat, because often there are not super healthy choices available. So, but that probably isn't as hard as the stopping eating. And I talked about that in terms of, to me, ideally, when you're on the road, the best way to eat half of what's there is to share it with an eating companion. That's not always possible. So you just, you do the best you can in terms of portions. Of course, too, you can have a kid's portion or a appetizer. But the point about the appetizer is often they're not healthy appetizers. Now, it will be, if there's a soup that's not cream-based, that could be good. And then the main point I made, which I stand by, is whenever you see a vegetable, order it, because you don't always see vegetables. And not only just calorically, but the way you feel in general can change. If your body's really used to having a lot of vegetables, a lot of fiber, and then you don't have that, it can really make a difference. So if you're on a heat-seeking mission, like looking for the vegetables and ordering those, it's always really helpful. That has turned out to be my favorite tip for myself, because it makes it easier. When I see a vegetable, I order it. That's what I'm getting, because I don't know if I'm going to see another vegetable in the next couple of meals. So that's why it's really important. Now, the thing I wanted to go over here, that's what was talked about in the blog on the ounce of prevention. But what I wanted to talk about here is the whole concept of how you're going to deal with the vacation, or it could be a work trip, because often there'll be sort of road trips for work. How you're going to deal with that as a chunk, in terms of planning. So there are a couple ways, 3 ways I know of to do that. One is you lose a pound or so before you go. so that you have that wiggle room, and certainly it could be more, but around there, so that you have the wiggle room when you go on the trip, that you're not as worried about it. The second way is to say, I don't care, I'm on vacation, I really want to, eat all the foods, the chicken fried steak, that I can have, and then I'll deal with it when I get back. That absolutely is a strategy. Now, the key to that one is to actually have a plan of how you're going to take the weight off, right? Because our goal is to stay the same. Now, it's not to stay the same exactly every minute of every day. It's to generally stay the same in weeks. So that if you went on away and you went up, that you would come back down, so that it averages. Now, the other way to do it is to stay the same the whole way. And the way that you do that is some of these strategies that I was talking about, where you're careful about what you're eating even when you're away. But the other two ways take into account how you like to be on vacation. Some people don't want to have to think about their food and their portions. And some people, and the way to do that is either to pre-lose the weight or lose the weight after. Those are the two ways of dealing with that. And the other one is to evenly deal with your food at home and on vacation. So 3 ways: lose weight before, lose weight after, keep your weight during. There's only 3. That's it. The name of the restaurant that was my favorite was the Giggling Cactus. They sold t-shirts. I did not get one. And that is where it hit me really about the portion size. They were so big. So we don't have to look far to know where our problems are coming from in terms of obesity in America. The availability is really unprecedented in our history, that's for sure. So that's vacations and work. That's the strategies for a road trip. One of the ways too, and I talk about this in the blog, is this idea of controlling what you can. So if you want to have breakfasts that you bring in, or you have a certain breakfast protein drink and you bring that with you, or certainly for the first day road trip, you could pack a salad, those sorts of things. But if you're just like to have feel like I'm on vacation, then just make sure you have in your mind that you're going to either pre-deal with it by losing a little weight or deal with it after. So there's no escape, but you get to decide how you're going to maintain your weight. And you know you. So if you have been on trips and you've gained weight and then you haven't taken it off, then that plan is not going to work. So it's always about knowing yourself and making decisions based on that. And I know you can do that. So that's road tripping. It was really fun. We like to listen to books on tape, or we call them books on tape, but it's like Audible or whatever. It's very enjoyable. And I will say that hike going back up the Grand Canyon is really hard. I mean, my goodness. So if you're planning on doing that, either do a short one or train, because whoo! I hope you have a fantastic week. Remember to be conscious about your food and the choices that you're making. And when you do that, you will get where you want to go. Have a wonderful week. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.